us the rest of the way this morning. Mike, good morning. Thanks for hanging with us. Let's talk some Packers-Chiefs. This came from Kansas City, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Mike, but a defensive slugfest in this one. Aaron Rodgers obviously out, so it was Jordan Love versus Patrick Mahomes, and Love struggled in his first NFL start. Chiefs came with pressure early and often. Packers didn't have a plan to handle it. And Jordan Love finished 190 yards, a touchdown, and a pick in the 13-7 loss. Mike, you were expecting big things from Jordan Love in this game. Were you disappointed by his performance yesterday?
Of course, I was very disappointed. I expected a lot out of Jordan Love. I expected him to come out and, not look like Aaron Rodgers, but somewhat play the same type of football that Aaron Rodgers has played, and that's at a high level. And he didn't. He didn't look comfortable. He didn't look comfortable in the pocket. He had no connection with Devontae Adams, and that was very that was very surprising because he's a guy that, like I said last week, has sat back and watched Aaron Rodgers, whether in practice or in game time situations, and seeing how he's conducting himself on each and every down, each and every possession, each and every game, and it just didn't translate last night, whether the stage was too big, whether it was because he got blitzed a lot. It was a lot of pressure, playing on the road in Kansas City, which is a tough place to play. All those variables could have been a factor, but regardless, I felt like the stat lines didn't measure up, and he didn't give his team a chance to win that game. And he had plenty of opportunities. The defense played lights out. They had the running game, and he just didn't flourish in that moment. So I was disappointed in Jordan Love yesterday.
And so here's the problem for Jordan Love is I understand that was his first start, but it was his first start a year and a half after he was drafted. If that's how he looked yesterday, how would he have looked if, like a lot of first-round quarterbacks, they start week one rookie year? Because to me, he looked like a guy who was brand new to everything. And so, of course, I think everyone surrounding the Packers has to be disappointed in what they saw yesterday. Well, Wilds, everyone except for one person. I wonder how Aaron Rodgers felt watching that game.
That's it.
I'm sure, I know he wanted the Packers to win because he wants them to be the 1 seed. He wants them to go to the Super Bowl, all of that. But Aaron Rodgers, 10 days ago, said, hey, we're playing an undefeated Arizona Cardinals team. We have none of our wide receivers. Guess what? We've got me. How about we go win? And then 10 days later, the receivers are back, team's healthier, and you're playing not an undefeated Arizona Cardinals team, a fledgling Kansas City Chiefs team, whose defense up until very recently had been awful. And offense in this game had its worst game, you could argue, in 5 years. I think it was even worse than the Titans game where they only scored 3 points. And the Packers were shut out for 54 minutes and lost a game they allowed 13 points. I don't think, I said at the end of the show Friday, we were talking about how this is going to land on Aaron. I said, man, life's not always fair. Aaron probably leaves this vindicated. And I bet right now he feels vindicated. Told you guys you shouldn't have drafted him. Told you guys you should have believed in me. Told you guys I am the Packers. And so in a week where he embarrasses himself with that interview with McAfee and the team loses in a weird way, I think Aaron Rodgers comes out ahead. Because now, how can the Packers possibly say this offseason we want to turn the reins over to Jordan Love? I know it's one game, and that might be unfair. This is an unfair business, Wilds.
No, I agree. I'll go a step further. Did Aaron Rodgers, by not playing, put himself squarely in the MVP conversation? I think he did. I think if you asked 100 people, hey, would Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers started, Mike, would the Packers win that game? Yeah. How about this? If Aaron Rodgers played half the game, would the Packers win? Yeah. How about if he played 1 quarter and Joe Rogan lined up at tight end for a few sequences? Would they have won? I think they would have. Just put him in for the 4th quarter. So look, it's been a weird week for Aaron Rodgers, but I think that if I was a Green Bay Packers fan, I don't sit down and say, you know what? The franchise is in good hands. And the tricky part for me is I don't know what's fair for Jordan Love. It's 1 game. Every quarterback in the league had a bad game, including Aaron Rodgers the first week against the Saints. But on the heels of watching Cooper Rush play well, on the heels of watching Mike White play well, to the point where people are like, Zach Wilson, I don't know if he's our guy. Maybe it's Mike White. I feel like we all wanted to see more out of Jordan Love, and we didn't see it.
And Wiles, you're looking at a Kansas City defense who's been struggling over the last couple weeks. So if it was a moment for Jordan Love to really shine and flourish, this was the moment. And, you know, he just didn't take advantage of it. Now, moving forward and looking into the future, you really got to evaluate this guy and watch this film to see what good came out of it, what didn't he do versus what he could have done better. And it has to happen in a short period of time because they may need him in the next couple weeks. Who knows what's going to happen? But, you know, like I said, it's back to the drawing board for Jordan Love. I don't think it's time to panic because we still got to see him in 3 or 4 more games, full games. But yesterday, he certainly missed the opportunity.
This hurt Jordan Love's stock almost immeasurably. And in a weird way, took a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of the shine off the Matt LaFleur. Oh, my God, look at his record. 3rd year as a coach, 13-3, 13-3,
wow.
7-1. It's like, oh, I wonder if the other young coaches are like, yeah, welcome to life without a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback like all the other first-time coaches walked into. And the other person who, if I'm him this morning, I'm on my way to work, I'm calling my wife and saying, honey, I'm going in, but be prepared. I might be right back home because I'm not sure if the old key card's going to work. Gutekunst this morning, oh boy, he threw this bomb into the Packers organization that no one was calling for. No one going into that draft was like, what Green Bay needs to do is trade up for a quarterback. Gutekunst said, I've got my guy. I know it. And again, I am not writing off Jordan Love's career. I am absolutely not. But Rodgers was so good and healthy last year, he didn't play all last year. He now had a full offseason, a half a year to learn. He got an opportunity, one could argue, in a great setting. Bad Chiefs defense, Chiefs offense scores 13 points, the whole world in front of him. And they have 0 points through 54 minutes. Gutekunst this morning, Jenna, has to feel some type of way about making that choice that he did, that caused all this mayhem in Green Bay that he didn't have to make.
Well, the Packers should have Aaron Rodgers back next week when they host Seattle, so we'll see if this whole train gets back on its feet, and we don't, I don't know when the next time we're going to see Jordan Love get that opportunity again. Let's talk some eye-openers. Some Broncos and Cowboys yesterday. The Cowboys had Dak Prescott in this one, though if you watch the game, you'd think they did not. Denver's defense with the clear-cut stars yesterday. Boy, they slowed down Dallas's offense, the NFL's #1 scoring offense, to a screeching halt. Dallas on their way to getting shut out before 2 garbage time TDs made the score look a little better, at least. So a healthy dose of adversity, perhaps, for Dallas, who had come in winners of 6 in a row. Dak said afterwards, hey, we were just bad in this one. That's all it is. I felt healthy. The calf felt good. We were just bad. Nick, was the 30-16 loss to the Broncos cause for concern, or was it just a blip for the Dallas Cowboys?
Oh, there are no blips when you're trying to win a Super Bowl and when you're trying to be the 1 seed. This was awful. And I'm going to give Dak the benefit of the doubt that he wasn't fully healthy or that he was rusty. They had the bye. He misses a game because, I mean, Dak at one point, they showed that he was like 5 of 16 for 70-some yards. And it was 30-0 with 5 minutes left. 30-16 is wildly